Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Trader of the Living here. Hope everyone's doing really well. It's warm weather we finally have, and it's going to be a good summer. So I hope everyone's doing really well out there. And I'm just in the studio this morning, in the lab, messing around with the Moogs. Still having fun with the Spectravox and experimenting with that. Today I just wanted to have a little chat, a little talk about gear and some stuff that I've been seeing going on around the internet on YouTube. I was going to address the whole Behringer Bros and the Synth Mafia stuff that I've seen. I don't know if some of you are familiar with the Synth Samurai. I've checked out a couple of his live streams, and there was one a week or two ago, maybe not even that long, where he kind of went at Weaver Beats over a Behringer video he made. Now, I've shared some thoughts on Behringer, and I've kind of tried to steer away from the drama of it all. It seems kind of a polarizing subject where people are either adamantly hate Behringer and despise them, or they're just completely obsessed and love them to death. And I'm not like that with any gear manufacturers or companies in any facet of life. I'm not like a, I do have an iPhone, but I'm not like a huge Apple guy or whatever. I've got a PC also. I do have companies that I do like. I am a fan of Moog. I like their products. There seems to be, from what I gather, this kind of mindset where people think that if you have Moogs, you have to be a rich person. And I just don't understand that. I mean, I guess, yeah, if you're buying a $5,000 Mini Moog Model D, that's beyond my what I'm willing to save up and spend on a synthesizer. But like, all of mine, I've got an assortment of some Moogs, and they're all, I think reasonably priced. The Spectravox is probably a little bit more expensive than it could have been, being that it was the same price as the other three. But they're not. I'm as blue collar as it gets. I work in the trades. I work with my hands. I get dirty every single day. You can see I have raccoon eyes from having to wear my safety glasses out in the sun. I don't think that just because you buy certain gear that you're necessarily like some kind of like synth snob or whatnot. I've got a 2600 Behringer right behind this at the moment. It's pushed aside because I'm just working with Moogs right now. But I think there's a lot of like, preconceptions about people who buy certain kinds of gear, which is just ridiculous to me. Buy what you want, buy what's going to work for you. They're just tools. All this stuff, it's just tools to make music. And it shouldn't be looked at as more than that, I mean, I have an assortment of all kinds of companies' gear. I'm not opposed to getting something else from Behringer. I'm still plan on getting the Cobalt Expander to put at the bottom of the 2600. But this whole thing on the Behringer Bros, and, when I first saw Synth Samurai, I just was just like, no, immediately it was suggested in my feed, and it's like, I watched a second of it, it was like, this is not for me at all. I'm not a wrestling fan or anything like that. And then when I saw that live stream he did about Behringer, Moog, and Weaver Beats, it was like, I was kind of just not, it just rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. And I usually don't take things to heart, but that one just kind of bugged me. His whole approach and just hit the Lord Uli and all his over the top. And I guess I just didn't really get it. I watched his newest one this morning, and I kind of changed my mind a bit on the Synth Samurai. You know, I've been following off and on synth punk for years, and he's kind of like a protege in a way of synth punk. And, you know, say what you want about synth punk. He can be, you know, I don't always like and agree with the stuff that he says, and often don't agree with him on gear or and how he goes after other YouTubers, making fun of them, you know. And Synth Samurai is kind of taking that same approach, but towards companies. You know, he goes after Moog and you know, holds Behringer up, and so and they're you know, I guess friends. He was on. They had a interview. He interviewed Synth Punk and stuff, and Synth Punk's an interesting one because he you know, I don't know how much of it's real, and sometimes I thought maybe he has some like mental issues as far as, you know, the thing with the trolls and the people, the comments. It's, you know, I've wondered if he's just like doing that himself, causing, you know, some adversary and stuff, but who knows? He makes some interesting music, and he seems like a pretty good guy. He often deletes his channel and then starts a new one, deletes his channel, starts a new one. He's done this for years. And, you know, I think maybe with these guys, excuse me, I've had a little cough this week. With these guys, I think that, you know, maybe there is like a place we need some humor and some entertainment factors, because a lot of times, a lot of the gear and synth electronic music type channels, you know, they're very serious. Some of them are a little pretentious, in my opinion. There's stuff for everybody. There's guys. Now they have this whole thing with the Synth Mafia, which I guess is like, you know, the big time synth YouTubers that get gear and release it at the same time. I'm guessing they're talking about people like, you know, Loot Pop, Bo Beats, etc. You know, the Synth Mafia, maybe there is like a little bit of, you know, a club there. I don't know. I'm not in those circles really. I think there's a lot of good people out there. There's you know, there's ones that you can choose to follow, you know, Noir, Ricky Tinez, you know, Alex Ball, Red Means Recording, the ones that I like, you know, and I don't have anything against Loot Pop or Bo. I mean, I've watched so many Loot Pop videos before I've bought a piece of gear, as I think we all have, you know, or when you buy a piece of gear and you just don't feel like reading the manual right then and want to just get into something. But, you know, I think the whole Behringer bro thing was, it's just so cringe, so cheesy. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, Uli, Lord Uli and all this stuff. And, you know, I mean, obviously there's some people it resonates with. But after today and watching the live stream today, I think, I kind of got more of an understanding of what the Synth Samurai is doing. He's just doing it for entertainment. He's trying to make things a little more lighthearted in the community, and you know, that's okay. I might not watch a lot of his videos and stuff, but you know, I think there's a place for that. And when I first watched that Weaver video he did, I thought about doing a whole, and I was gonna do a whole thing where like as a character come on and just like kind of mock the whole thing and do like a parody of it. And then I thought a little bit more about that for the last couple days, and I was like, maybe that's not the nicest thing to do. I don't need to make fun of anybody or anything. And then watching his live stream today, I kind of was like, you know what? Yeah, you know, let people, let there be that niche. They want to have a WWE wrestling kind of thing. Sure, you know, that's funny. You know, let them do it without, you know, making fun of it and stuff. But it is weird to me that people like latch so hard onto brands that they, you know, it almost becomes like part of their identity. And it's like, if you make fun, if you mock a Chevy or a Toyota or something for some reason, the person like takes it personally. And I've never been like that kind of person where I just like have that kind of identity tied in with manufacture, with companies, corporations. I find it weird, and I think Ben Jordan did a video on it a while back about like brand identity or loyalty, and it's an interesting subject, and I think this whole thing kind of ties directly into that. You know, if someone wants to criticize Moog, you know, they're saying Moog's dead, they've screwed up, like they went bankrupt because they blew it and all this stuff, you know. Obviously, there were some decisions made there in that company that were poor to lead them in that direction, where they can't manufacture everything in the States anymore, and they're bought out by a big, you know, is it In Music, or yeah, In Music, I believe. But you know, they're still coming out with products. They've got another big one, I guess, coming out later this summer. And they've done the Spectravox. There's leaks on, I forget what it's called, another in the family, the same form factor that looks super cool. I think it's the Labyrinth, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I mean, I'll probably get it because I enjoy it. Now, again, I'm not a super rich person. I have to save up for these. Sometimes I finance them through Zounds, the no interest payment plan, which is an amazing thing if you're a musician and you want to, you know, pay as you play. Zounds rules for that. But the whole, you know, this against that, and, you know, the reason these guys don't seem to understand that, you know, some of us don't like copying products from companies that are currently making those products. You know, it's one thing to do the 2600 or, you know, the Cobol, or certain ones that are just like old products, you know, that you can't get anymore unless you pay an insane amount of money for. It's, you know, we like that. We don't like the copying of the new available stuff of smaller manufacturers and stuff like Moog. I'm not mad that someone can buy a Crave and have a Mother 32. I just don't think it's right that they're copying like that. And that goes in anything. If someone's copying a pedal, some Chinese knockoff of a company, a small boutique company that makes a pedal or something, you know, it's just an opinion that I think it's ethically wrong. And then there's the whole, you know, Uli thing and their social media. It's just like, I just don't really like Behringer like that, you know. And like I said, I don't have to like a company or love a company in order to use their tools. You know, if I buy a Klein tool or a Milwaukee tool, it's not because I love that company and whatnot. It's because it's a good quality tool for me to use at work for what I need to do. And I see musical instruments and gear the exact same way. They're just tools to get to the end, to build and create what you need to make. So people need to stop, like, you know, it's okay. If you don't want to buy a product, then don't buy it. It's just like if you see something that you don't agree with on the internet, you can just scroll past it, you know. It's just, you don't have to participate, support it if you don't want to. And yeah, I don't know about the whole Synth Mafia thing and all this, you know, stuff they're creating with their channels. It's funny and kind of entertaining. Not my cup of tea necessarily, but I see the niche being, you know, kind of needed. Sometimes I think we do need to laugh a little more and have more humor. And on gear itself, just to talk about it, man, that Polybrute 12, wow, that thing, I watched some videos on that, absolutely amazing. Out of my price range, I don't see being able to ever spend that amount of money. I just can't justify it, especially with all the equipment and gear and sounds I can create already. But dang, that thing is amazing. Also, the TO5 from Oberheim, that new thing they did that's like the Take 5 form factor, looks really, really cool. I probably won't be getting one. even though it would be cool, very cool to have like true Oberheim sounds, I'm just not, 1,600 bucks or whatever it is. It seems like it's really good, but, yeah, I'm not really in the market for any new gear. As I said, I've kind of tapered my gas off. I still look, I'll still check stuff out, but, yeah, synth drama. It's funny. It's entertaining. I need to stop saying in the video so much. I'm working on that, this whole public speaking thing. So, but yeah, let's just all use the gear we have. Buy what in your budget is gonna work for you in your studio. You know, don't look at the hottest new thing or this, I need this and that. You know, just figure out what is going to work for you, what you need. So, wishing everyone all the best out there, and I'll see you again. Might post a jam up of some Moogs and maybe an Electron thing that I'm working on over on the other. I've got the studio kind of broke at this point into islands is kind of what I'm doing. I switch around, so I'll have like the Electrons and the Mini Freak, the Moogs. Over here I've got the Kawai K5000 and the Yamaha AM1X with the ASRX Pro. So I can bounce around. Got the MPCX, obviously, always in the middle with the SP404 and the turntable, make beats. So I can have no longer trying to hook everything all together and have it just doesn't seem to work that way. Having little islands, little oases of gear to create with is kind of working for me. That way I can jump around, have something going here, have something going here. The End of the World machine, my test equipment, giant monstrosity synthesizer. I have not rebuilt it since I moved houses and into the new studio. I have a separate Studio B that I'm putting together downstairs, and that's where the test equipment's going to go. And I'm hoping over the next few weeks to recreate the new and improved End of the World machine. There is some new pieces I have to use with it. But yeah, so look forward to that if you're a fan of the test equipment. I'm going to utilize it with some other analog regular synthesizers and drum machines and use it for processing and some different aspects of using it, some different ideas that I'm going to do. So anyway, look out for that. And I'll have some more new videos coming soon. All right, guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.